Hello, everybody. Dorothy Morgan here, longtime professional astrologer. We're going to talk about April 28th and some of the observations I've had that are happening right now in the sky based off of the planets. We'll do the Astro dice really quick, and we'll also do a card at the very end. So let me get this out of the way. You can't see what I'm touching. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to talk about April 28th. And you know what I really want to talk about is the illusion of what's happening here between, and this is very personal information for all of us, as Venus is she made her conjunction to Neptune, and she will make her conjunction to Jupiter soon. Let me grab my ephemeris so I can get this information out for you. She made that conjunction to Neptune, Venus in Pisces, conjunct Neptune in Pisces. That was in the afternoon of yesterday, which was April 27th, still in play because we can still feel it. She's very much connected. And then she's going to come through, and on Eclipse Day on Saturday, the 30th, 5 in the afternoon-ish Eastern Daylight Time, Venus will make its connection to Jupiter. Let me tell you what I've been seeing with this. Yes, these things together on the very beautiful, light, airy, spiritual, creative, metaphysical. It's romantic. These are positive ways of Venus to Neptune and Venus to Jupiter, all three of these together. It's beauty, it's romance, it's creativity, it's dreaming, but it's also illusion and disillusionment and not seeing the truth. And I've seen a couple of instances just in the last 24 hours of relationships dissolving. The truth of what the relationship is for one person or the other is showing up now. And that does cause a lot of stress. And with the moon in Aries at this point in time, it can cause a lot of emotional anger, which is certainly understandable. And the moon conjuncts Chiron today on the 28th as well. So there's a lot of sadness, a lot of anger, and a lot of wounding. Because if we were looking at, and I'm not usually one, I usually try to keep things as upbeat as possible. However, again, I've seen this experienced in just acquaintances, if you will. I'll just leave it at that. That Neptune, Jupiter, and that Venus all coming together is dissolving the relationships. It's showing the truth of what the relationships are. Again, whether it's just one-sided, but the other person has to realize and recognize what's going on. Yeah, these are people breaking up. And yeah, and it's uncomfortable, especially if you've ever felt that yourself. It is quite difficult. So I've been seeing that. So while a lot of us will, and I'm me included, want to say that Neptune, Jupiter, and Venus all conjunct in Pisces is beautiful and it's spiritual, and we can advance our spirituality and our connection to spirit, and that is very true. On the other hand, some people are having a completely opposite experience of the illusion of what your love, your relationship is finally revealed. You know, the clouds are gone, the fog is away, the rose-colored glasses are off, and the reality of what it is for real. And today can amplify that, especially because the moon conjuncts Chiron in the sign of Aries, and that does speak to very anger wounds that are, either implanted or at this point in time because of what's going on for you. This isn't for everybody, by the way. This is for some people, not all. And we may experience, especially if you're a practitioner yourself, you may experience it in your clientele. So just be aware of that the wound and the anger and this stuff is real. The pain is real. Not that we would think it wasn't. However, that's a piece of what we got going on here today. And I experienced it and saw it yesterday and reading about it this morning in just, close friend Facebook posts and stuff like that. So it's like, it's a toughie. It can be a toughie. We also have Mercury in a trine aspect to Pluto today. And that is that exact today? Yeah, it was this morning. Yeah, it was before I started this recording. So that represents, some deeper conversation can happen. So that's actually a little bit somewhat helpful. And they both sextile up here to Jupiter. So there's a nice little diamond shape here in the sky, which creates an opportunity for a deeper understanding, but again, can also create deeper wounds. So this is definitely not an easy day for some people, And others of us, we can definitely go deeper with this stuff and learn more about ourselves, find some important healing modality, or create some important healing for ourselves or our clients. Always more on Patreon. You're welcome to come and join me there. I'll do the weekly forecast for my members this afternoon. Let's do the Astro dice. This is where if we don't have a question in mind, we ask Spirit, what does Spirit want us to know? Or what does Spirit want us to know about a certain situation? So let me roll the dice and let me go look at what they are. Oh, Pluto and Leo in the 10th house. Jeez Louise. Pluto's intensity. So whatever your question was or what Spirit wants us to know. Pluto and Leo. So that's like Pluto is power and strength and being in control, right? And it's also the energy of deeper transformation. Leo represents the sun, the ego, the creative power. In the 10th house represents it's out in the world. So I'm thinking on the same theme. I was thinking somebody can have a really big meltdown in public today because their ego is destroyed or very wounded. That's one way I could see that. And another way I could see that would be, let's go more creative, if we will. I'm not usually like this, but hey, it's just what's coming through. I'm not the messenger. When we see Pluto in Leo in the 10th house, I think somebody could really transform a business or transform their public image. Now we are in the balsamic lunar phase in the sky, in the lunar cycle right now. So until we get to the new moon, which is an eclipse, it's about just the dissolving of things and the releasing of things and distilling of information and surrendering to what is and spending time inward. Okay. So even if you feel like you're ready to make a big launch about something and do something public, it's an opportunity to process that first. Wait until after that new moon eclipse. All right. Okay, let's pull a card. If you'd like to support me, the best way to do that here on YouTube is just to do a thumbs up. And if this content is useful to you, tell people about it, share it. That would be great. I appreciate it. All right. What card do we want to pick today? What does Native Spirit want us to know? We picked that yesterday. I believe that was yesterday. I can't quite remember. Spirit Keeper of the East. I'm going to grab the book for this because I did talk about it yesterday. And I think it was yesterday. However, I don't remember. And I know it's about new beginnings, of course. And, every day is a new day. And let's approach it that way. And that's super true. A fresh cycle is occurring, right? Wipe the slate clean, release the old, start again. Very much what the lunar phase that we're in as well. That balsamic lunar phase, endings, finishing, completing, allowing things to process and move through us. So the rising sun. Yeah, it's pretty much what I saw. Let's look at the bottom. Smudging ceremony. All right, these guys have been coming up. So clearly there's a lot of dense energy that needs to be released. Yeah, we've pulled both of these. Excuse me a sec. We've pulled both of these a couple times recently, very recently. So we got a lot of dense energy, and that's what I'm feeling. As you could tell, I'm not necessarily feeling all light and fluffy about things today. So it's a new day. Let's begin there and let's clear some dense energy in whatever way is good for you. All right. Whether it's through saging and smudging. I can't do that here. The smoke detectors would just go off, but I can do it with sound and vibration. And, in the other room with the TV, as I turn on YouTube and just turn on one of the solfeggio tones and just let that play all day quietly in the background and keeps my house as clear as possible. That's a thought. All right, everybody, I'm going to leave us with that. Have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow. And the new moon solar eclipse forecast is attached to this at the very end. If you're listening to this point, then thank you very much for following all the way through. And go ahead and share that. And I have a video out as well about Mercury retrograde. I'll try and attach them here about Mercury retrograde with my colleague, Sue Coffin. We do a quarterly thing with Mercury retrograde. So that's fun too. All right. Take good care, everybody. Namaste.